Happy Friday, Flosstube. It is Friday, December the 6th, and Friday is normally the day that I put out a Stitch With Me video, and today will be the same. I will be doing a Stitch With Me video today, but I had a few things that I wanted to chat about first, and then we'll get to that after. So if you're not interested in a Stitch With Me video, it will be very clear when you can turn off my chit chat and go about your day watching other Flosstube channels. Just a couple of things first to chat about. I had a question about my Wintry Eve. Somebody wanted to know whether I had used the contents of the kit to stitch it, and yes, I did. It came with a sort of bluish gray Aida. If memory serves, I think it's like a 16 count, and all of the flosses that were in the kit, I used everything that was in the kit. Now, if you're considering using the fabric, just be forewarned that like most kits, especially I think most dimension kits, they were not overly generous with their fabric cut size. So it was a little tight. I think I had about 1.5 inch border around the stitch design, but I had a very good framer who knew exactly how to handle it, and he did a beautiful job framing that. It was Kathy's husband Neil at Thread and I who framed it for me. So yes, I used all of the supplies that came with the kit. I like stitching those dimensions kit on Aida. I find that it gives a nice beautiful coverage, and with all of those blended threads, sometimes having that, you know, bit of thicker fabric, most of it is ending up covered anyways, and the parts that are showing through is that beautiful color. The fabric, you can actually see it through in certain places that aren't stitched in the roadway. So that's about it. But no, I used everything that was in the kit, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. Only took me about 11 years to finish it, so whatever. Okay, next up, I need to talk about Muscular Dystrophy Canada. The donations that are going directly to Muscular Dystrophy Canada, it's been a bit of a learning curve for the technology, because I don't want to go into like this. I could turn this into a 20-minute conversation, because to tell you everything that's gone on from the start of this to now. In a nutshell, they had a lot of problems being able to track for some reason. They couldn't add a button to the main page, so then they had a different page, but then that link stopped working, and then the checkbox stopped working. So we now have a new web address to go to for direct donations to MDC. That link has now been corrected in all of the previous Flossmas videos that I have done. So if you are even considering the generous donation directly to MDC, you can find that link in the drop-down box below, and it is now correct. It is the muscle.aka raisin /off the grid Needlearts. Don't quote me on that. It's directly below in the drop-down box below. And to everyone who's made a donation, thank you. Just a reminder, if you donate directly, please send me an email, caroline@evertote.com. Put in your subject heading, I donated to MDC, and you will be entered in the raffle that I'm going to hold at the beginning of January for at least 10 small project bags and numerous other small, you know, I've got a few patterns and a few other things that I would like to offer up as small thank yous. So please and thank you. Everyone who has donated thus far and sent me an email, what I have done is I have forwarded your email directly to Megan, the fundraising coordinator at MDC, so that she can go in and she is going to add your numbers to the donations that are going to be coming in now to the new page, so that we can count your donation as well as everything that's coming in. So we're on top of it, and thank you so much. The auctions at Michelle Bendy's Instagram page we are smashing it. We are smashing it. We are gonna raise so much money, and it is so exciting. I can see that goal. We're gonna raise $3,000. I can see it. It's gonna be awesome. So Next up, did you enjoy going to visit the Bee Sisters yesterday for Flossmas? That was a pretty cool tour, don't you think? Elena's sense of style and Olivia's just quiet wit just get me every time. I smile from beginning to end of listening to their chatter with each other. It was just so fun. So thank you, girls. Thanks again for joining in the Flossmas festivities. We have another special guest to visit today. Surprise, surprise. I am actually not even supposed to be here today. This is not the video that I was planning on recording today at all. In fact, this is the complete opposite video that I was planning on recording today because I am supposed to be in Toronto today. In fact, you may remember I mentioned I was supposed to be somewhere last Friday and then I got a bit of a cold, so it didn't end up happening. Well, we had rebooked to today. And so I was supposed to go to Toronto today to spend the day with Reid. Reid, maximum cross-stitch power hour, new Flosstuber, woman extraordinaire, band member of the Crash Test Dummies, famous Canadian rock band, and now a Flosstuber. She's been a stitcher for years, and she has completely elevated the world of cross-stitch. She has rocketed us into cooldom. She's added a cool factor to us that, you know, I think we always had, but now it feels like, wow, Reid of the Crash Test Dummies is a cross-stitcher. That's pretty cool. And she's our friend. So I was supposed to hang out with Ellen for the day today, but the forecast was not great. I had the car packed. I was sitting at the restaurant having breakfast with John, which is what we had planned to do before I was going to leave for the day. And then before I usually get in the car and drive long distances, I just double checked the weather, and it had changed since last night, and they were forecasting a weather advisory for Toronto, and also for the time that I was going to be driving home this afternoon, they were forecasting freezing drizzle, risk of snow squalls. I'm not a super confident winter driver. It makes me quite nervous. So you know what? We called it off, unfortunately, because we planned to go to Gita's today, which is the needlework shop in Mississauga. We were going to go to Gita's and do some shopping and record some video and hang out, and so womp womp. It didn't happen today, but we're definitely going to make it happen soon, and I'm super excited about that. So I decided that I would go ahead and share with you something that I had planned to give to Ellen today, and she didn't know about this. So Ellen has planned a surprise for us for Flossmas, and it's 6 p.m. You can find it over on her Flosstube channel at Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour. I will link to her channel below, and at 6 p.m. she's got a little Flossmas surprise over there for you. And so that she's our special visitor for today, and I was going to, first of all, well, I did, Ellen, I nominated you for the first annual 2019 Flosstube Grammy Award. And I took it to the voting committee. The committee voted and agreed unanimously that Ellen, you are the winner of this year's first annual Flosstube Grammy Award, sponsored by Evertote. And so you win a prize. You win a Grammy. I made you a Grammy. This is a much more useful Grammy than, you know, those other ones. So Ellen, congratulations on your Grammy win. It's even gold plated. I hope you love it. I hope you stick lots of really cool floss and patterns and all kinds of good stuff in it. Congratulations, Ellen. Thank you for participating in Flossmas, and I'm really sorry that I didn't get there today because I've been looking forward to this for a while now. So we will make it happen soon. And for everyone else, I hope that you enjoy Ellen's little surprise for you today, and happy Flossmas. Flossmas Day 6 already. So I'm going to switch cameras now. I'm gonna go, I use my phone to record the Stitch With Me videos, and I'm just gonna go and film a little bit of stitching so that we can chat and hang out. I'm working on Santa's Village, so fair warning, I'm stitching snow. That was funny, actually. I messaged my friend Dawn this morning from the Codependent Knitters in Sarnia, and I had shared Ellen's Grammy with her because I was giggling madly about it last night, and she said, I told her that it was canceled because of the weather, and she said, well, you know, it's your own fault because you're always praying to the snow gods to give you more snow, and so you can't complain now. And she's right. I'm not mad at the snow. I'm just disappointed that I didn't get to hang out with my friend. But anyways, I still get to hang out with my friend and my other friends in my Stitch With Me. So if you feel like sticking around, and if you're new here and you don't know what the heck this is, every Friday I put out a Stitch With Me video, and it's a little bit, I don't know, whatever we chat about, we chat about. And there is a Facebook group called Friday Off the Grid, and you can join us over there. I try to load the video by 6 p.m. on Friday night, and then on the Facebook group, everybody shares their projects that they're working on Friday night. We call it our party. It's our stitching party. And the plan, the goal, is to have 6 hours on Friday night for yourself to work on your current work in progress. And so you can share pictures at the beginning of the 6 hours, 6 p.m. your time to midnight, share pictures of your start point and then pictures of your end point at the end of your stitching time. And you don't have to post pictures. If you just want to be part of the group, you can just watch all the other stitching photos fill your Facebook feed. It is a little bit, you can get sucked in because the stitching is gorgeous, and you can find yourself, you know, looking up from your phone 20 minutes later and think, oh, I haven't put a single stitch in 20 minutes because I'm too busy looking at other people's stitching. But it's still kind of fun. In fact, it's very fun. So it's a great group. Highly recommend it. We have a pretty good time. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna before I do the Stitch With Me video, I'm just gonna pop in a quick little ad from YouTube right here, and then I'll see you in a couple of minutes for my Stitch With Me video. And if you're not interested in sticking around for that, I'll see you tomorrow for Flossmas Day 7. Take care. See you in a minute. All right. Hello again. Different view now. I'm gonna try and give this a go. Had difficulty setting up the camera today for some reason. Not sure why, but anyway, here we go. Yes, we're stitching some exciting snow today. So hopefully I won't mess up too much because I've got to count a few things in here. Let's see what we can do. Don't look too closely at my carpet if you can see it. Now, of course, you're all going to be looking at my carpet, but tomorrow is vacuuming day, and we, of course, have a dog now that has short white hair that she shares with us lovingly on a daily basis. We don't mind though. Okay, so we need to put in 15 right here. Let's see if we can count this. Well, see if I can count this accurately. If I count it wrong, you're probably all there saying, no, you didn't. You counted it wrong. Ah, the sun has come out, and it's made me a little, I don't know, you know, you always second guess yourself. I think, oh, I could have made it. I could have driven to Toronto. The problem is you don't know what it's going to do in between now and whatever time this evening I would have been coming home. And you know, it can change quickly. And also there's a few spots that you have to drive through that are notoriously bad. If the weather is a little bit nasty, it's usually very, driving through Ingersoll and Woodstock, Ontario area. If there are squalls, generally that's a pretty guaranteed corridor of weather events there. I don't generally railroad my stitches, but sometimes with white ones, I might go to that extra effort. Railroading a stitch is just when you put the tip of your needle through the two strands of floss so that when you complete the stitch, they will lie a little bit more flat. Some people will railroad both legs. I know my friend Sylvia from down in Rochester, New York. Sylvia railroads both legs of her stitch, of her X, and her stitching looks phenomenal. But she's patient like that. I'm generally always a little too impatient, and if it looks like it's lying flat enough, I'm generally satisfied. I mean, this is going to be, I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to finish this yet, but I'm not going for heirloom quality here. I'm just going for a bit of fun holiday wall hanging or something like that just drag out at Christmas time. But it is fun to work on, I will say that. This is a 36 count fabric. Mystery, it's definitely some kind of a hand-dyed something. If I had to guess, I'd say Picture This Plus, but I'm really not sure. I bought it many years ago when I first started this, back when I'm looking down at my shirt, and I am covered. I have Luna's hairs all over my black shirt. You can't see it. Maybe you can see them on my sweater. There, I took her for a nice long walk this morning, and it was very, very wet outside. And because, of course, you know, she's a dog with long legs, it's kind of like taking she's filthy when we come home. She's absolutely filthy. And so I keep a towel by the back door and I wipe her down, and I may have given her a little hug at the same time, and hence the hairs on me, but that's okay. Oh, you know what? I haven't been counting. I've just been stitching away. So let's see what we've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, 3 more, and then I'm going to point something out. Now, is that 3 more then or 3 more now? Oh, honestly. I'll recount in a minute. There we go. All right, let's count with this one and make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 14. We need 1 more. It's hard to talk and count and stitch at the same time. There we go. Okay, so I said I was going to point something out. I have a rather large error in my border here. And I'm not ripping it out because it's off by 1 linen thread. That's it. So what happened was, if you can see this curve that's right here, these 2 stitches right there, I went across 3 threads instead of 2 to make my X, and then blithely continued on my merry way. And it wasn't until I was filling in the red berries that I thought, something's a little off there. Yeah, I'm not changing that. It can stay the way it is. It's totally fine, and I don't mind one bit. But it was a kind of an interesting thing to realize well after the fact how it had moved everything. That one's a little wonky, but whatever. We'll move on. So, yeah. You may also notice my fabric is not drum tight. I'm using some handy clamp scroll rod clamps to clamp the fabric down. This fabric is not sewn on, so when I loaded this on last night to work on it, I didn't do a very good job keeping the fabric straight, and so that's why this part here is nice and taut, but this part is a little bit loosey-goosey. That doesn't bother me. That would bother some people, but as long as I don't have to hold the fabric, I don't mind at all. So, okay, so we've done that, and now, we're working our way up to Mrs. Claus. We're getting there. Okay, so one more over, and then there's going to be 5 squares in between. So yes, sometimes this fabric, I would be better off to take my glasses off and put my face a little closer to the fabric in order to see a little bit better. However, because I've got the camera where it is, it would not work very well. So hopefully I'm not going to make another mistake like I did there, but I'm going to double check my stitches once I've finished recording here. This is, once I'm finished the snow and I've started the house, I may put this away again for a little bit. Though not for long, because I am doing this with a Sal with Melanie Watkins of Soulful Stitching, and I want to make sure that I keep up with my progress on this piece, because our goal is to have it finished by next Christmas. And if I put it away again for an indefinite period of time, it's never going to get done. So, however, I have a fair number of other holiday pieces that I'd like to make sure get worked on this Flossmas. So once the snow is done and I maybe get a little bit of a start on the house, then we'll call that good. And this snow is going to be done tonight for sure. Yeah, the sun has come out. It's a bright, beautiful day out there. There are risk of snow squalls this afternoon and into the evening. Also a chance of freezing drizzle, which is never very fun, because of course everything is melted down, and then you hit that freezing point and makes things outside very slippery. There, one more. That one is done. There. I always get questions on the frame that I'm using, so if you are new here, this is a Hearthside Craftworks Mark II floor frame, and I have a link to, I think it was episode 55, where episode 55 is the episode where I did a little, more in-depth showing and telling of this particular lap stand. Sorry, it's not a lap stand, floor frame. I love this frame. I love it. I have used it daily since I bought it, which I can't even remember. It was a Christmas gift at least 10 years ago, and I just love it. Just love it. All right, now how many are we doing? Oh, we're going all the way over. We are going, oh, I don't have to count. I don't have to count. I just go all the way over. Oh, that'll be easy peasy. So yeah, this is a 36 count linen, and I am using, as you can see, 2 strands of floss over 2, which is a bit of a snug coverage. 36 count fabric is one of those tricky fabrics where it's hard to determine, do I want to use 2 threads or do I want to use 1? And if I was stitching a sampler on this fabric, I would most likely have only gone with 1 thread of floss. But because it's this particular style of design, it's cute, it's, you know, a little more modern, you know what I mean, right? It's a Little House Needleworks. I wanted the coverage to be full. And you can see the little houses are you know, there's no fabric peeking through. The coverage is very, very full. And I like that for this style of design on this fabric. My tastes are changing. You know, I used to be very, very fussy about coverage. And, you know, if you could see the fabric through my X, I didn't like that at all. But now, I don't know. Things are changing. I don't mind it so much anymore. And, you know, working on some of the higher count fabrics like 40 count and well, I haven't tried higher than 40. I have some in my stash, but I haven't worked on it yet. You know, you get a little more used to it and you think, oh, that's maybe not so bad after all. There we go. John had to do some painting today. The fireplace chimney wall that is in our hallway upstairs here, we had some water damage on it in the summer, and he repaired the damage. Mostly. It's a plaster wall, and it was very, very difficult. See, they did it badly. Whoever originally did the work, they plastered on top of the metal chimney piece. So when some water got in there, water damage from the flashing on the chimney wasn't done correctly, and then we had some water damage down that wall, and we got moisture in there, and because the plaster was done right on top of the metal, it sort of started to slide a bit. It's really hard to describe, but it was kind of this, it looked like a piece of rope was, you know, inside the wall, because it was the line of moisture coming down from the top of the chimney. And then, of course, you know, it would dry up, and then it would get wet again, and it would dry up. And anyways, it happened over the summer when we were mostly away at the cottage. So actually, it wasn't this past summer, it was the summer before. So, you know, as these sort of things go, you do repairs slowly over time when you can. So we had the flashing repaired, and then John repaired you know, he sanded it down and remudded it, and today he painted it. And that is the wall where my William Morris tapestry hangs, and it hasn't been there since last summer. So I'm super excited to get that hung back up again on on the wall. So when I put it back up, I'll show it to you. I have shared it before, but I'll share it again because I can't show it off too many times. All right, I think I'm gonna leave that there because I need to pay attention for these last little bits of snow. But then the snow will be done. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stitch the other snow mound here. I'm going to stitch the white around the door, and then I'm going to start on the house. The house is stitched in, it's the only crescent colors on the pattern, peanut brittle. Where is my skein of peanut brittle? It's hiding. Oh, where is it? Here it is. It's hiding where it's supposed to be, right on top of my thread holder on the frame. Okay, so peanut brittle. So this is the color of the house. So I definitely want to get a few parts of the house stitched before I put it away. So that's where I'm headed. So hopefully tomorrow for Flossmas Day 7, I'll be able to show you finished snow, a door frame, and then I'm going to start stitching the house. So I know this was a shorter stitch with me today, but with the other extra added video on top of it, I still think this will be a longish video. So I'm going to say goodbye and happy Friday, happy weekend. I hope that I hope you're still enjoying these videos. I hope I'm not starting to annoy you because I am really enjoying myself. This has been an added bit of joy to my December where I just get to focus on my crafting and sharing it, and you know, everybody's comments and chatter in the comment field has been really fun. If you missed yesterday's video, just a little heads up that there's a little chart giveaway. The chart that is in the screen cap is up for grabs. So if you go and watch yesterday's video, if you're interested in being entered in the little giveaway there, don't miss out on that. And oh, Daria's oh, I just called her Daria. Oh, Luna. I know her name, but it just came out. Called her Daria. She's dreaming a little bit. She follows me around like a shadow all over the house. It's really lovely. Just like Daria used to do. All right, on that note, I wish you a happy Friday evening. I hope that you'll join us over on the Facebook group with photos of your progress, and that you'll enjoy spending some time with us tonight. Have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow for Flossmas Day 7. Take care.